evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season 2 of Learning from Leaders series. We are happy to have with us today Mr. Kaival Patel, the visionary founder and owner of Absolute Group of Companies. As the driving force behind Absolute Group's diversified ventures, including Absolute Leisure International, Absolute Art Curation Agency, and Absolute Events, Mr. Patel is a synonym of innovation and excellence. With a signature wedding style specializing in destination and luxury Indian weddings, he has curated unforgettable experiences across renowned international destinations right from Thailand, UAE, Bahrain, Mexico, USA, Mauritius to, of course, India and, as I said, iconic Indian locales. Hailing from a distinguished Gujarati business family, Mr. Patel's journey seamlessly blends his background in engineering with his innate talent for event management, culminating in his status as a multifaceted entrepreneur since 2009. With a passion for creativity and a knack for strategic business management, he has propelled Absolute Events to the forefront of the industry. Mr. Patel honed his skills in event management and public relations at the prestigious National Academy of Event Management and Development, with which even we from 3T are associated. Additionally, he holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. His education laid a very strong foundation for his career in orchestrating memorable events. As the owner of Absolute Events, Mr. Patel has an expertise in event conceptualization, design, and execution. Coupled with his business acumen, he has curated royal destination weddings, corporate galas, and even cultural extravaganzas. I must say, his creative touch and meticulous planning leads to client delight, not just client satisfaction. In fact, his success mantra revolves around exceeding client expectations every time by infusing each project with creativity, dedication, and perfection. His illustrious clientele, including high net worth individuals, attest to his unwavering commitment to delivering exceptional results. He is a respected figure in both the business and creative realms. Beyond his role in event management, he is also an accomplished drummer, making him a very versatile personality. With his dedication to excellence and unwavering commitment to delivering memorable experiences, Mr. Kaival Patel continues to inspire and innovate as a dynamic leader in the dreamy and glamorous world of event management, especially representing luxury events and travel industry. Welcome to our Learning from Leaders series, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, directly I would like to ask you one question which has been on my mind, that your journey from a background in engineering to becoming such a prominent figure in event management is truly inspiring. So, could you share the incident or the turning point that shaped your transition into this wonderful industry?
So basically, we're talking about 2009 when I was fresh into engineering, and because my father is an engineer, my grandfather is an engineer, I belong to a family which is into manufacturing and factories, wherein engineering plays a very major role.
Absolutely.
Obviously, my family always wanted me to join the legacy and be a part of the business. But in the first year of engineering, I was not 100% there, and I always was looking for more creative options and ideas, because I am not a person who could live with monotony throughout my life,
Right.
I was just looking at different ideas and options, and at that time there was a newspaper called Ahmedabad Mirror, which I used to read in the mornings and when I was free. So that time I saw an advertisement of NAMD back in 2009.
Yeah.
And I took my friend and went there for a orientation. They hosted an orientation for us. And I remember, still today, I bought a form from any MD the same day,
Okay.
which was say 500, 1000 rupees at that
Uh-huh.
time, and didn't even tell my family. I kept that form with me. I was thinking whether I should tell my father, and eventually I went up to my father and told him that I wanted to pursue a part-time diploma course
Okay.
along with my engineering. And my father's say was only one thing, that please make sure you finish your engineering and don't put it on a toss. And that
all
is
parents,
how
all
that
parents
is,
have that concern.
exactly, and that is how I joined event management. And event management is something. It is actually a drug.
Right.
Once you start getting into it, and once you get really involved, you cannot get detached.
I would agree.
So that's how it started, and here I am today.
I want to ask, another question related to it, that when we teach students about event management, we always tell them about corporate or organizational events, and we tell them about the personal or the social events. So which one do you prefer? I mean, which is better according to you?
I am not sure if you know that when I started my company, I started it as a sports management company. I never wanted to be involved in social events only.
Okay.
But in India, social events become such a important part of one's life.
True.
And once you start working in that kind of an industry, when service becomes the priority, and obviously the creative aspect is very different than most of the corporates and other events. It gets onto you,
Right.
So that's how I actually got onto weddings. And once you start doing weddings, it's a different kind of a ball game. It is obviously when somebody is mainly into corporates, they would prefer that because it's more only on email, everything is sorted, everything is simple. Wedding is very different. You have that adrenaline the last day, till the time the guest leaves the hotel, checks out, they're back home. You still have that, So it's a different kind of a kick that you get while doing social events.
I'm sure, and
mainly
that's what attracts a lot of youth to join this
Of
industry.
course, and it is a very big industry.
Yeah.
Looking at so many weddings, about 10 to 12 million weddings happening each year. It's a very big figure, and obviously money in this kind of industry is also growing. Pre-COVID and post-COVID, we were just talking before this. Pre-COVID and post-COVID, we see such a difference in celebrations, because now everybody who has been making money since ages have understood one thing from COVID, that you should live your money as well, right?
Absolutely.
So everybody is willing to go a little extra mile and spend a little more and focus on experience-oriented events than on just doing an event.
Right. The Absolute group of companies encompasses various ventures, each specializing in different areas. So, could you please elaborate on how you maintain synergy among such diverse ventures, and at the same time you maintain the unique identity and the level of standards and the excellence required?
So currently we are working with 3 different companies. First one being Absolute Events, which is the mother company wherein we started this company in 2009. Right after my getting into event management. And initial few years we were only operating with this one company, wherein we were concentrating and working more on building this company to a certain level. Then we wherein for events currently we are dealing with social events mainly, wherein we major part of that is our wedding division, wherein we concentrate on destination weddings mainly abroad and in India, and we really work very hard on those weddings. And currently we are doing very well. We are one of the best in the industry today among our friends here, and we pick up very few work there, but we do to the best, and we obviously make it talk of the town.
Right.
And then we came to a company which is called Absolute Art Curation Agency, which we opened up in 2015.
Right.
and wherein we started curating entertainment.
Okay.
And really different kind of entertainment for very high net worth individuals. Few of them are the most wealthiest people in the country today,
Right.
wherein it is not just booking an entertainment or booking an artist for that particular client, but it is very well curated to the events that they are hosting, to the experience that they want to give to their guests. And it is a little different kind of a job. It is not a very regular agency work that people do in the market.
Right.
It's very well curated, and it is we find artists, we go to outside India as well and find those artists, we make them rehearse in a certain locality and then bring them to our events. We take care of their costumes, their makeup, everything. It's very
Okay.
experience oriented. It's very fine work,
Sounds so interesting.
And then we have our travel venture, which is
Right.
called Absolute Leisure International, which was mainly opened in 2016 also, to cater to our in-house clients
Okay.
who are mainly getting a wedding done for us, because we used to do a lot of ticketing with our other partners. We used to do a lot of honeymoon planning for our clients through other partners. So we decided to get into really fine honeymoon planning. It is very well curated. It is a different experience oriented product, wherein we started with say 5 couples. Currently we're doing about 60 couples a year,
Oh.
wherein we deal with all our clients, of course, and also B2B, wherein we cater to clients of other planners who are our friends in the industry, and wherein this is mainly for the clients who are really willing to spend a lot of money, wherein we have a minimum budget cap of $25,000, which is not small, right? And we also have clients who are spending about $125,000 for a honeymoon, which is a lot of money, right? And it is very well curated, wherein they have finely designed dinners on the beach, with entertainment, with a little bit of decor, everything, all their preferences, from their meal preferences to their experience preferences, are taken care of. And obviously honeymoon travel is very different kind of a travel.
True.
So it is very finely curated with our experts here, and from there we now also do a lot of milestone travel, wherein
Okay.
people go out for their 25th anniversaries,
Oh.
for their milestone birthday celebrations, and all of that. So it
Great.
is not a general travel agency. It's also very finely curated and very detailed work.
Sure. So, here we get a few new concepts like honeymoon travel being so bespoke, and the way they customize it, and of course there's a lot of money involved, so they have capped it, they've put a ceiling, but then it's done in a very, very wonderful way. So destination weddings, as you said, they have surged in popularity globally, with the events industry growing at around 10% annually worldwide, and even in India they say the rate is much greater, so it is 15% that I read in the last reports. So Absolute Events, they specialize in luxury destination weddings. Now, what are the unique challenges that you face in orchestrating such events in India and abroad, and how do you ensure that each wedding reflects the client's vision while exceeding his or her expectations?
So honestly, there are many ways of looking at this question actually. So we Indians love to travel. We would travel for leisure, we would travel for weddings, we would travel for conferences,
Right.
we would travel for anything that gives us an opportunity to get out of our houses and travel.
Very true.
So that is according to me, that is one of the major reasons of destination weddings in India growing at such a pace.
Right.
We see so many different destination weddings. Could be budget, could be very high end, wherein people take out families of a group of 100 people from the family, and we've done weddings for 1,000 people abroad.
Oh, really?
So those are huge weddings, obviously huge budgets and a lot of planning, because till a certain number of people, it's different. And when you go above a certain number of people, or the ball game changes, because all the planning and the manpower involved gets to the next level.
True.
So, in terms of destination weddings, there are many challenges. What we say currently in India, some of them being vendor reliability and vendor sourcing also at times, because nowadays, a lot of clients, they come to me, they are like, Kaival bhaiya, let's do a wedding at this hill station in this region, which maybe I would have not even heard of. Then I have to go to the net and research about that location, and then we have to look at what are the best possible hotels there, what are the vendors there, and a lot of the times, a lot of good vendors are not in that specific region.
Okay.
So in that case, we then move those vendors from the nearest bigger location to there to come and work there, and then obviously create the dream wedding that my client would think about. So that is one of the challenges that we regularly face. Obviously the flight connectivity at times, and when we go abroad, obviously the biggest thing is the visas and the custom clearance for the jewelry. Those are two major aspects, because Indian weddings cannot happen without jewelry, right? So jewelry is very important, and then not all countries are very welcoming and supportive. Obviously, we as wedding planners and our associations and the tourism boards locally want to support us, but not everything is in their hands as well. So every country works in their own style, and we all work together and make sure that it is a smooth experience for our clients and their guests.
Of course. So 2 points you mentioned as challenges. One, majorly the vendor reliability and the sourcing of vendors, and secondly the visas and custom clearance. Have you ever faced challenges in terms of the attitude or behavior of the client?
Obviously, all clients are different. Honestly, I could tell you that so we on an average get about 200 queries every year, out of which we actually face-to-face meet about 120 to 130 clients each year, out of which we can only end up actually serving 10 to 15 clients.
Okay.
Because of our limitation of manpower, plus we want to give that special touch and attention to each of our clients. So we prefer to choose on limited work and give more and more time to our clients. All our weddings are very finely curated and tailor-made to their choice. So I always tell my team that हर एक client हमको कुछ ना कुछ सिखाता है. Because everybody has a different way of working. Everybody has a certain style of dealing with stuff. You have to be a bridge. There are many times wherein the parents want something else and the kids want something else. So we are actually a bridge between both of them when we are explaining the right people what can be done, and we are finding the right solutions to it, right? Because we have seen in many cases when a brother and sister or a father and the bride fighting in our meetings,
I want this, but
exactly,
this, I want
exactly,
that.
because the bride wants the world, but obviously the father is also looking at the budgets.
Right.
Sometimes the father wants so much more, and the bride is so minimalistic that she doesn't want to spend so much, she doesn't want to go overboard, but the father wants to show it to their circle. Now, as Indian weddings and such big weddings are a social symbol,
Absolutely.
they show their power, their wealth with this kind of an event. So it's a very vast thing, and obviously all the clients are different, so the experiences that they give us very different at all the times.
I was telling in one of my sessions to the students, I said that what could be the objective of a wedding. So they started giggling, laughing, and they said, "Ma'am, bringing together two individuals romantically." I said, "No, that's a misconception."
Definitely.
And then I gave them different objectives, like you said.
Correct.
It could be a status symbol for some families, and it could be just a social sanction for the others. So it differs drastically.
And also nowadays it's a PR thing. For certain level families,
Networking.
it's a PR thing wherein they call in the best of the best and make it talk of the town and show their wealth.
Mr. Patel, a lot of youngsters are joining the industry nowadays, the events industry. Now, what advice would you offer to them for becoming rich and famous, in their words? And because I feel that looking at the glamour on the outside and the grit and the hard work on the inside, they get a shock when they actually join the industry. So, some advice for them.
So there are a few things actually. The first and the most important thing is discipline. If you are disciplined yourself, you know exactly when to get in, when to get out, which is very important. Consistency is something which is very very important. कई बार आपको लगता होगा कि भाई ये क्लाइंट अलग है, इसको इतना दे देते हैं, ये क्लाइंट अलग है, इसको ये दे देते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है. You as a company or you as a planner have to give a consistent product or consistent event output every time. It is not the kind of money that client is paying you. Maybe some clients would pay you like 3x of what you actually thought of, and some clients would actually nichodify you and give you like peanuts. True. So but immaterial of whatever you have contracted with the client, eventually you as a planner have to be satisfied. The product that comes out on the table should look to your standards. It's very 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 important. So consistency, very very important. Obviously willingness to learn new things and do new things and adapting to the new technology. As we see, AI is a big thing now, so we have to know how to use this new technology and this everything that will make our event more better and take it to the next level. So very very important. And always be ready to do anything for your client. So कई बार बहुत सारे इंडस्ट्री में मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं, वो कई बार कुछ लेवल पे आके सोचते हैं कि भाई I am satisfied. So never be satisfied. If you get satisfied in this industry, you are done. Right. So never be satisfied. So that is what I would advise. And obviously, this line is growing every day. It's becoming bigger and better every day. More and more experienced and good people are needed in this line. In this industry. So obviously a very warm welcome to you all, and never expect कोई भी धंधे में आप जैसे ही घुसते हो पैसा बनाना नहीं लगने वाला. So वो दिखता है कि भाई ये ग्लैमरस इंडस्ट्री है, इसमें बहुत पैसा है, ऐसा नहीं है. You take your time, you go slow, and the one who will go slow will reach a level. If you try to make jumps, you might fall down. So that's what I would say.
नहीं, मैं आपसे टोटली अग्री करती हूँ, क्योंकि जब हम किसी भी टाइप की कॉर्पोरेट इवेंट्स में जाते हैं जहाँ पे डीलर्स मीट में उनको कॉर्पोरेट ट्रेनिंग चाहिए या कोई मोटिवेशनल सेशन चाहिए एंड वी पिच इन ओवर देयर, तो वी ऑलवेज टेल आवर टीम मेंबर्स ऑल्सो दैट दे से मैम दे आर नॉट पेइंग अस मच. नेचुरली द इवेंट मैनेजर हैज़ टू हैव हिज मार्जिन्स एज वेल. मैं हमेशा ही कहती हूँ, आपने अगर कॉन्शियसली कोई काम लिया है, यू हैव टेकन अ बिजनेस, यू हैव सेड येस टू इट, नोबडी हैज फोर्स्ड यू, you have to give a particular quality because that is an indication of your reputation.
Exactly.
So it's not just what they are paying. हमने अगर agree कर लिया है तो फिर it is my responsibility.
And when your brand name or your tag is associated to a certain event, there are many guests there are a lot of page 3 who come to a lot of such events. There are a certain number of guests who come to almost all my weddings.
Okay.
And they look forward to what is going to happen to the next one. And they always tell me, they tell me that this looks like your signature wedding, it's your style.
How beautiful.
So yeah.
So at this note, I would like to thank you very much for sparing your valuable time. I know you are having back-to-back meetings today, very busy. But you still took out time to let our viewers know about events industry, about NAM Day, and about the great scope that it holds, and most of all, what are the kind of traits required from youngsters who are willing to join and who are looking forward to joining the events industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.